What is the difference between a condo and a townhome, and why should I care? That's the question that we're going to ask today. I'm going to give you the differences as to what the two are and why it matters, especially when it comes to financing. It is important for two reasons. One is the building code, and two is the financing SIG. In the building code, a townhome has access from the single family unit from the front and the back of a property. So like a side-by-side construction. A townhome also has a fire rated wall in between the side-by-side units. Now, because of this, the townhome, you get to own the sky above you and the ground below you, which is called a fee simple estate. Now, generally, townhomes have lots of common areas. For example, like the streets and the sidewalks, maybe a stormwater retention pond, even like a park or some sort of green space within that HOA. Now, in addition to the general common area, which is where everyone can utilize those spaces, typically in a townhome situation, you also have limited common areas as well, such as like a front patio that could be fenced off or a backyard area that's also fenced off. Now, the downside of that is that, the HOA typically doesn't care for those areas. They are not going to maintain those premises for you. Unlike a condo that doesn't have, again, the access to the front and the back of the property, you don't have as many limited common areas in a condominium association. Now, what's tricky is that some condos do look like side-by-side units, but most of the condos, they're not built to the same code requirements that a physical townhome is classified or required to build. So in the sense of a side-by-side unit, you don't have that fire separation wall between the two units, which could cause issue or concern for some people. In addition, some condos have shared spaces, like say a laundry room or some other shared communal space. With condos, they aren't required, or they don't necessarily own the sky above you or the ground below you, so condos can be stacked on top of each other. You see a lot of maybe old apartment complexes that have been converted into condominiums because apartment complexes, you can have a neighbor above you and a neighbor below you, but townhomes don't. Now, where it becomes important is when you are financing or buying or selling. Now, condominiums are not a fee simple estate, which means that you don't own the land underneath you. Whereas a townhome, where you own the sky above you and the ground below you, is financeable from a traditional standpoint. So just make sure that when you're purchasing a property and you are contesting on whether or not it's a condo or a townhome, you're going to be able to read and figure that information out from your realtor, as well as the covenants and restrictions, because it will clearly state that it is a fee simple state or it's not. So it's incredibly important to make sure that you own the land underneath you, because if you don't own the land underneath you, you are constricting your buyer pool to a severely smaller amount of people or lenders that can finance on that particular property. So just be careful, reach out to your realtor and read your title commitment, because that's going to determine whether or not it's a fee simple estate and whether or not it is truly financeable. I hope that information helps you. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and enjoy the rest of your day.